Hey, what's up guys, it's Card Shuffler 99 here, and today we're going to be revealing for you guys Shin Lim's return to America's Got Talent. He basically did a really cool interactive card trick with Jay Leno. If you guys haven't seen the performance, we will link it down below in the description. Make sure you guys go check that out first, and you guys can come right back here and learn how it's done. Now, from what Shin Lim says and from what most people are going to assume, it is a self-working card trick. Now, if you guys just want to learn it here for the first time, if you haven't seen it, you can do that as well. But it actually is not a self-working card trick. If you follow what he did, you would actually have to do it a certain way. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how that's done. There's a little nuance in here that actually happened to work perfectly well for Shin Lim. But if you do this yourself with different numbers, it's not going to work. So I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do the same exact trick today, but do it the proper way, okay? So we'll get through that in this video. Don't forget, we do have a brand new giveaway starting. We are going to do the same thing as last month. We're going to give away $200 of Amazon gift cards. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment something in the comment section below. Make sure you guys have your post notifications turned on and you will be entered. We are going to announce the winners of our last giveaway in a video in a couple days, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And anyway, let's get straight into it. So really quick, let me just recap. He's going to do an interactive trick with people at home. So if you guys want to do this with me, you can do it. Just keep in mind, it is going to involve tearing up some cards. So, but you can do this fully if you want to as well. So just understand that. So we'll go ahead, we'll run through it today. But basically, it's just going to involve 4 cards, and you do technically need some sort of partner or someone to do it with you. In this case, I have Robert, who's going to help me out with this trick. So the first thing you're going to do is take 4 cards, doesn't matter, just 4 random cards. And what you're going to do is you're going to tear the cards in half. So we'll go ahead here, and I'm just going to tear the cards in half. And then what you're going to do is take either pile and put it on top of one another. So that's going to be the start of the trick, okay? Either pile, put on top of one another. Now at this point, what you can do, if you wanted to in the beginning, you could have mixed up the cards. Again, it doesn't really matter. But at this point, you're just going to tear up the cards, and then you're going to put them one stack on the other. So you're going to have this little pile right here, okay? So your assistant, your partner, are going to do the same exact thing, correct? So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to take any number you want in your head. Let's say number 1 through 5, okay? So we're just going to stick it the way Shin Lim does it. Any number between 1 and 5, and you're going to take that number of cards off the top, and you're going to bring it to the bottom. So in this case, I'll do 2 cards, and I'm going to bring it to the bottom. Your partner can do a different number if they want. They don't have to follow you. They can do any number they want, okay? Now at this point, you're going to do the same exact thing. Any number between 1 and 5, and bring it right back to the bottom. So I'll do 1. Okay. Now at this point, you can ask spectator. In this case, he did ask Jay Leno for a number between 1 and 5, and whatever number that is, you're going to take that number of cards and you're going to put it in the middle. Now, there is a slight nuance with this specific part of the trick, and this is what's going to make or break the trick. The number that they have to say, in this case, Jay Leno set the number 3. That is the magic number here, okay? Because what happens is once this part of the trick is done, the top card and the bottom card have to match, because those are the 2 cards that are going to pair up at the end of the trick. So you'll notice here, if you do any number that's not the number 3, it's not going to work. In this case, Jay Leno happened to perfectly say 3, okay? So let's say your spectator doesn't say the number 3. What are you going to do? You're just going to go along with the trick. So let's say they say 1. Now at this point, remember, you and the spectator, or you and your partner, should be doing the same number, right? Because whatever number they pick is the number you're going to do as well. So let's say they said 1. If you pick the number 1, let's say you take that 1 card, put it to the bottom, okay? What happens here is you'll see the top and bottom card don't match, and these are the 2 cards that you're going to see pair up at the end, okay? So you'll notice that doesn't match. The only way it's going to match is if you do the number 3. So the only way that you would have to keep doing this is if they say the number 1, 2, 4, or 5, just tell them to put that number of cards on the bottom and say, pick another number, 1 through 5. And you could ask different people. In this case, obviously, he had the judges, he had Jay Leno. So he can ask as many people as he wants for a different number until they say the number 3. Once he says the number 3, you take 3 cards and you put it in the middle. Now you'll notice here, you're simply doing cuts, and the way the packet's ordered, you can do as many numbers as you want, as many times as you want. So for example, you could do 1 more time. Let's do 1 more time. Let's do 2. Let's do 2. Let's put 2 on the bottom. And in fact, let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put that on the bottom. Now let's do the number 3. Once they say the number 3, you take 3 cards and you say put it in the middle somewhere. Now it doesn't matter really where they put it in the middle, because the top card and the bottom card should match. So you can see here, the top and bottom card is matching, okay? And that's how you're going to set up this trick. That's where you need to get. So once again, if they say a different number, you say that's perfectly fine. You put that to the bottom, and then you wait until they say the number 3, and that's when you would put it in. Now for Shin Lim, it just happened to work perfectly as to when Jay Leno said 3. He just said it on the first number, so they instantly put it into the middle. Now, at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, you should have a new top card. This top card, okay, is going to go in your pocket. In this case, I'll just put it right here. Okay? So, at that point, you'll notice this bottom card here is the secret card, okay? Because this card is never going to move, okay? Now, let's think about why. He's going to say, okay, take any number of cards on the top. So let's say, let's do 2, okay? And swap it with your partner. And you're going to put that somewhere into the middle, okay? Now, let's think about this for a second. No matter how many times you do this bottom card is never going to change, okay? It's never going to change. It's always going to stay on the bottom because all you're doing is taking cards from the top and putting it in the middle. Taking cards off the top and putting it in the middle. So let's do that one more time. Let's just take 1. We'll swap 1, put it somewhere into the middle. And now this bottom card here is never going to change, okay? So let's go through. So at this point, you have that bottom card here. Now, at this point, all you're going to do is, I believe, you're going to take 1 card, put it on the bottom, set a card down. 1 card on the bottom, set a card down, 1 card on the bottom. And you're going to keep doing this until you have 1 card, and that card should match perfectly with the one from the beginning. Now, that might have been confusing, okay, especially if you watch this. So we're going to go over this one more time. We're just going to pair up the cards really quick, and then we're going to go over this one final time so you guys fully understand how to walk through this trick, okay? So it shouldn't be too complicated. All right, so here we go, perfectly set up. So at this point, you should be good to go. All you're gonna have, just take the 2 piles, you can just set it up again. You don't have to tear cards. If you wanna practice this, you don't have to tear the cards again. Again, just pair them up, and then you should be good to go. So I'm going to do the trick the exact same, but this time I'll do it face up. Rob, you can do it face down, but I'm going to do it face up so you guys understand. All right, so let's go through this one more time. Are you ready, Rob?
Yes.
All right, so perfect. So you're gonna start the trick. Remember, you should have this set up. Take any number of cards between 1 and 5, put it on the bottom. Now, this doesn't matter because you're basically just doing cuts, okay? Meaning you can do this same exact procedure as many times as you want, and it's not going to matter. That's why the number 3 is the part of the trick that's going to do it. So, let's say I did 2. They can do any number they want. They don't have to follow me. Let's say I did 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you can do this as many times as you want. But off the second time, this is where Shin Lim is going to ask the one judge. And basically at this point, you're going to do the same exact number, okay? Because it's just going to follow along like this. Let's say you're a spectator. This is where you're going to ask your spectator to pick a number, and they're going to follow along with you. So let's say they go with the number 2. Again, if they don't say 3, you're going to take 2 cards and put it back on the bottom. You're going to tell them to do the same thing. Now you can ask another spectator or the same spectator. Say another number. Let's say they say 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the bottom. You have to wait for them to say the number 3, okay? The reason is, once they pick 3, that will make the top and bottom card match. And in that case, so basically that's what it's going to be, right? The top and bottom cards are going to match. So that's going to set up the trick right there. Once you have those top and bottom cards, I accidentally flashed the wrong card. But once you have that bottom card and top card matching, you are set. Meaning once you have that number 3, you're going to tell them to put it in the middle, okay? So not the bottom. You put it in the middle, all right? So at this point, the trick is basically set. So once that card is here, you have the top and bottom. They should be matching. What you do is from there, you say, okay, you're going to take the top card, sit off to the side. This is going to be your matching card. You put it in your pocket, whatever you want to do. Now at this point, the bottom card, remember, is the matching card, and this card is never going to switch spots. It's always going to stay on the bottom because all you're going to do is ask for a number. You're going to swap with your partner. You're going to put it in the middle. So this bottom card will never change, and all you have to do from there is just put 1 card on the bottom and then set a card down. 1 card on the bottom, set a card down, and eventually you just bring the 2 cards. They will match at the very end, and that's how you do it. So remember, the entire thing with the trick here is the number 3, okay? So once they pick the number 3, you tell them to take those 3 cards, and then you put it in the middle, okay? So the first 2 go on the bottom, and then basically up until the point where they say 3, you put those number of cards on the bottom. Once they say 3, you put it in the middle, and that will match the cards right there. So that is pretty much it for this reveal. I hope you guys enjoy it. Even though it is essentially a self-working card trick, there was a little nuance there. So if you didn't do it properly at home, that's probably why you probably messed something up. And that's really it. But anyway, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out, guys.